Make sure I get them right. Okay, here we go.
Secretary of Labor Julie Sue has been terrific.
Shout out to my boy,
She's knocking
Union President
down doors. She's trying to stop
Harold
this.
Daggett.
She's trying to get
I know
us
you
to
got
a
made
meeting
fun
where
of
we
when
can
you was a young
fair
man.
Negotiations. It's the companies that don't want it.
Talk about it.
They don't want to sit here and be fair. So that's why we're out here fighting for our livelihood.
What more from the automation do you want? What more protections could there be?
What more?
Yeah, they have language in there now.
Not strong enough, because what happens is they come in with new technology. We just caught them in Mobile, Alabama, called Autogate, and that means the trucks are coming in and they're already checked in somewhere else and not using the checkers in the ILA. Circumventing the contract. They don't care. They don't care. It's not fair. And if we don't put our foot down now, they would like to run over us, and we're not going to allow that.
You are going to grind the economy to a halt.
Oh, for sure.
Here on the
You
East
need
Coast
that.
and the Gulf Coast.
No,
circumventing the contract.
Because you're Fox News.
Talk about it.
They're going to drive it.
But are you worried?
They're going to drive it.
Are you worried that this
They have the
strike?
capital to settle this thing.
Are you worried that this strike is going to hurt the everyday American, the farmers that need to reach the export market? They're telling me that they're going to hurt through
Now
all
you
of this.
start to realize who the longshoremen are, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody cares. People never gave a about us until now, when they finally realized that the
we can
chain
affect
is
your
being broke
livelihood.
now. Cars won't come in.
Pay them
Food won't
niggas.
come in. Clothing won't come in. You know how many people depend on our jobs? Half the world. And it's time for them and time for Washington to put so much pressure on them to take care of us, because we took care of them.
Wake
We're
it up.
135 years and brought them where they are today, and they don't want to share. And I'm done.
Fox Business Livelihoods.
Yo, shout out to Harold Daggett one more time.
It's just so crazy that we generally have been so brainwashed to think that like unions and strikes are a bad thing when they're like the most American thing. Like,
Yo, this is what this country was founded upon.
it's literally the most beautiful part of being an American, like being a part of a union and being able to strike and stand up for yourself and make sure that your livelihood is not at stake and people aren't like
Just drowning you out. Like,
yeah, exploiting you completely. Like it's the most American thing possible.
and it's funny too, because I had put it in my group chat, right? You know me, I'm supporting them. I'm telling everybody what's going on and stuff like that. I'm telling everybody they need to expect, like, potentially
Lord.
we might have some more, prices increase. I've been telling people just to be aware, just in case you have certain price increase, because just because they don't bring in everything from those ports doesn't mean other companies and people aren't going to use it to increase prices and say, oh, well, the ports. When it's like, yo, you didn't get your ports from there. You come from the West Coast. What are you talking about?
Yeah, there are a lot of things that aren't going to be affected at all because they don't come from the eastern port that's being affected. West side already went through their shit. They settled. They're fine. And then north and south, they're also fine. It's the what?
East Coast.
Yeah.
East Coast and a little bit of the Gulf.
Yeah,
That's what they
that's
represent.
being affected right now, which it's significant.
No, it's going to be a lot from going through. There's a lot of things that need to go out there that go out that direction.
It is
So
significant.
It's
but
going to
like,
it's going to be felt, but I think a lot of companies are going to use it as an opportunity to just increase prices off of the scarcity, like the idea of scarcity. It's like, oh, we're not getting our stuff in.
If this becomes a long-standing problem, I think it is a very good opportunity for Americans to find local farmers and get your food from there, and maybe consider starting a homestead of some sort and growing a couple things on your own if you have the space to do so.
Or and even if you don't, like, just being able to just find opportunities to be able to extend those things to other people, like getting those little what are the kitchens and stuff like that they have, or what's the little when they collect all the food for the community, what are those called?
They're I don't know.
I forgot what they're called too, but
know.
they're basically like
Food banks.
Yeah, food banks. So just an opportunity for food banks to be able to operate with those kind of company stuff too. That could be really good. But no,
and we also have reserves of like a lot of things that'll hold us over for a good amount of time. But if this lasts longer than expected, then we will be affected. But I don't think you need to be as freaked out as you think you should. And if you live somewhere like Georgia where you can literally find a farmer's market in 10 minutes in every direction, like, I think we'll be fine.
But no, there's also a lot of people who just going to buy out. They said they was clearing out the shelves already because people were just
don't
worried.
need to do that.
People react like that all the time. But no, I was saying I was telling my friends about this because I wanted them to make sure they knew what was going on and just telling them to support and stuff. And so one of my homeboys who they tried to at least assassinate this man's character to me, sends me this post where they says, Harold Daggett, the ILA boss who pledged to cripple the United States, owns a 76-foot yacht, a Bentley, and gets paid $900K a year. He was acquitted in the RICO charges after the main witness against him, mobster Lawrence Ritchie, was found decomposed in a car truck in New Jersey. I feel like I like him even more. Like, this is my kind of dude. Like, hey, the money wise, he represents a large group of people. So I'm not caring about that. If you're going to do some yachts and all that stuff, you're helping working people get more money. So I'm not upset that you make money off of helping people do that.
He's not staying quiet and hoarding money for himself.
And then you go into here with these RICO charges and saying he's associated to mobsters. Hey, I hate to wake it up to you. If you go back to the history of unions in this country, they have all been historically attached to the mob or some type of illicit crime. Like, that's literally where it kind of all started. That's where they got the capital to do so. It used to be when your boss pissed you off or was giving you your paycheck, you called the local gangbangers and they went up there and showed them a lesson. That's why I get so mad on this show when we talk about these folks who act like they hard, they act like they gangsters, and y'all are nothing like the real gangsters of the past. Y'all don't do nothing for the community the way the real people in the streets used to go out there. Used to make sure motherfucking trash used to be piled up there until the trash man got their money.
Gangs and mobs, like, there were in the past, there were.
It's not that far ago though.
There were definitely, yeah.
It's like the 50s and the 40s.
No.
Well, I'm just saying 50s and the 40s, like.
But like they definitely, a lot of them started as like community organizing and helping the community. And when you're helping the community, sometimes you're directly going against the government and you're doing shit that is technically illegal, but the laws aren't like in place to help people. So if you actually want to help people, then you got to break some laws sometimes.
I mean, that's how, if you look at history and you look at when they implemented these RICO laws and all that stuff, was around the same time unions started to fall.
Yeah,
because the
and
backbone,
we know RICO laws were for mobs.
Yeah, but the backbone of a lot of these unions were these mobsters. So to see at least somebody who espouses some of the old teachings of that and is using that with his men now, that to me is a great thing. We need that because we've lacked it for so long.
Yeah, I didn't know the unions and the mobs had like a connection. Did you know that the sanitation department in New York specifically is basically run by the mobs?
That's what I was saying. That was what I was saying about the trash bags.
That is one of the best jobs to have. Like, it's known, if you live in New York, to work in sanitation is one of the best jobs you can have. Like, it's very fair wages. Like, you get paid.
The dude who Danny used to do the show with, Shammy, he used to be in sanitation in New York, and he said when he was doing it, they would get paid 9-hour days, but what they would do is while they was leaving to go to work, they would collect all the trash in their respective areas and put it on the corner. Mm-hmm. So they would just wake up early, get all the trash in their areas, and then go to work, and then they'll come in. All the trash is already in the different little corners for them. They come in, scoop up them little areas. They work 3 hours. And they get paid for 9 hours. He got a whole day just to do what he wants.
That's amazing. Did you also know that Eric Adams did a whole initiative where he gave New Yorkers trash cans?
I saw that.
Which made the rats situation worse.
I can imagine. Now you're giving them a place to be warm at.
Like, come on, my nigga. Research, please. We need alleys with dumpsters. That's the thing that New York is missing. There are no alleys with dumpsters that all of the trash can go in. There need to be designated spaces for trash, not just on the motherfucking streets. Trash day in New York, in Manhattan, in Brooklyn, if you live in like places like that, because I'm from Queens, we could never, it don't smell bad over there. But in Manhattan in New York, trash day, it smells like garbage in the entire city when I used to live there.
Hey, but no, back to the union talk. They also said Amazon people are preparing to strike as well.
Y'all should. It's a slave ship over there.
For 100%.
It's a slave ship. Y'all cannot even take breaks to pee for real.
The folks that I know that used to work at Amazon was always stressed out. They was always saying that they couldn't get their production or whatnot. Like, it was just a situation that you were set up to fail. And I've worked in little factories like that. I used to work for a Walmart factory where we was in production. Them shit, they literally make production in a way so that you can't get it. Especially when you do it out here in the South, it's so bad because you don't have no kind of protections. You can't do no fucking, especially in Georgia, no fucking unions can't have any real power because you can't require the whole
every time
employer
you
to
get
do
hired in Georgia, they sit you down and they're like, unions are bad. If
Oh, for
anybody
shit.
talks about unions, let us know.
Tell, snitch.
Like, I'm not, you know what?
I'm just saying. We just tell you what our reality is.